Welcome to Gateway Learning Center YouTube channel. I'm your presenter, Chandanathan. So we continue from where we ended under mathematics, looking at 2023 paper 2. So question 2a, given that matrix K is equivalent to, we have these elements inside, find the value of x for which the determinant of K is equivalent to 2. Then find the inverse of K. So for us to find the inverse or the value of x, we will say determinant is equal to, open bracket, then 8 times x. This is the major diagonal. So you multiply major diagonal, then you subtract by minor diagonal. So you have 9x, then you multiply by 1. So this is what you have. Now determinant have been given, which is 2. So here when you multiply, you're going to get 8x minus 9. Then is equivalent to 2. Either 2 can be here or this side, there's no problem. Then from here, so you have 9x there. So 8x minus 9x are going to get negative x, then which is equivalent to 2. So over negative, so you cancel these negatives. So x will give us negative 2. So that's the value of x. Then inverse. So for us to find the inverse, first we need to replace this x value in the matrix. So it will be now so we have 8, then we have 1. So here we have 9, then we multiply by negative 2, we're going to get negative 18. Then we're going to put 2. That's the first step. Then inverse, 1 over negative 2. Then you drop down this part. So I have negative 18, then negative 2. Then I'm going to multiply this scalar outside with everything inside. Then we interchange the variables. So if you multiply the half of 8, we're going to get negative 4. Then here, negative 1 over negative 1 over 2. Then negative half times 18, we're going to get positive 9. Then the half of negative 2, it's 1. Therefore, we'll say this will come this side. So we interchange the numbers in the major diagonal. What will happen is that this number will interchange with negative 4. Then these in the minor diagonal, what they do, we multiply this one and this one by negative 1. So from here, we're going to have 1. If you multiply negative half by 1, you're going to have positive half. If you multiply positive 9 by negative 1, you're going to get negative 9. Then this is negative 4. It will come here. So that is how we answer the inverse. We go to the next question. So this question is on calculus. So find the equation of the curve for which divide x is equal to 12x to the power 3 minus 4x plus 5 at the point where 0, negative 2. So this means that this is the x value, this is the y value. Now for us to solve this equation, we need to put it in mind that we have not been told whether we need to find the equation of the normal or the equation of the tangent. So when they give you divide x, it means this question was, this equation given here was already differentiated. So now we need to take it back to the original equation, the equation which gave them this equation after it has been differentiated. So for us to do that, we will say now y is equal to 12x to the power 3 plus 1 over 3 plus 1. So we need first to integrate, then we take it back to the original equation. Minus 4x, we know that a letter without a power, it has a power of 1. Now we don't write it, so plus 1 over 1 plus 1. Then from here, plus, so 5x, a letter, a number without a variable, we give it a variable always once we are integrating. Then plus constant c, a number which was removed, which we don't know. Then from here, we can simplify by saying y. Then what we're going to get here, this plus this to give us 4. 3 plus 1 to give us 4. 4 into 12, so it will give us the half of 3 into 12, 4 into 12, it will give us 3. Then x, then here the power 4, minus 1 plus 1, it is 2. 2 into 4, it will give us 2. Then x, 1 plus 1, again 2 here, plus 5x plus c. So we have now integrated our equation, or our equation, which was differentiated at the first place. Therefore, we need to know this value, the value of c. So for us to find the value of c, what are we going to do? We have been given these two variables, 0, negative 2. So now where there is y, we're going to replace with negative 2. Where there is x, we're going to replace with 0. So we'll say negative 2 is equal to 3, open bracket. Then we're going to put 0 to the power 4 minus 2, open bracket. We'll put 0 to the power 2 plus 5, open bracket. We'll put 0, then plus c. So once we have something like this, now, just from the look of the things, we know that if you multiply any number by 0, it will give us 0 here. 0 to the power 2, it will give us 0. 0 times 2, it will give us 0. Minus 0 to the power 4, it will give us 0. Then 0 times 3, it will give us 0. Then you have negative 2. So in short, we are saying negative 2 is equal to 0 plus c. Then from here, the value of c is equal to negative 2. So we have found the number or the value of c. Having done this now, we can say y is equal to 3x to the power 4 minus 2x to the power 2 plus 5x, then minus 2, which was the value of c. So this was the original equation, where this equation in the question came from. If you want to differentiate this one, you need to have this part, where a number without a variable, whenever you're differentiating, a number without a variable is equivalent to 0, so you can cancel this one. Then a number with a variable with less power than 2, so we need to remove this variable, it will give us this one. Then this is 2 times 2, it will give us 4. This is 4. Once you multiply, you take out 1, it will remain with power 1, we don't integrate power 1. Then 4 times 3, it will give us 12. You take 1 from here, it will give us 3. This is the value. So this is how we differentiate, or we answer the question when it comes in this way. So we go to the next question now. Question 3 reads, so the nth term of a geometric progression GP is given by the formula 1/8 open bracket half to the power n. Find the first 3 terms to common ratio. So now here we know that under GP, the nth term can be calculated by Tn is equivalent to A as the first term, Rn minus 1. This is the formula which we have under GP. Now this one cannot be applicable here, in the sense that we are not being given the first term, we have no sequence of series where we can get the value for n as the common ratio. So this one cannot be applicable here. So whenever a question comes like this, the first thing is to use the same formula which has been given. So for us to find the first three terms, not the first three terms, but terms. So it means we need to find the first term, the second term, and the third term. Now here, we'll say 180, open bracket, f. Now where there is n, we are going to replace with 1 because we want to find the first term. So 180, this, it will come back the way it is. So we are going to get f, the f of 180 to give us 90. So this is our first term. Again, to find, so first term, we have 90 there. To find the second term, we are going to replace again here with 2. So I'm going to get 180, open bracket, f, then to the power 2. So we know that 180, now we need to show the work, of course. This is paper 2. So 180, open bracket, 1 to the power 2, it's 1. 2 to the power 2, it will give us 4. So if you multiply this by 4, in short, you're saying how many times can 4 go into 180? So it will give us 45. It will give us 45. So this is our second term. So term 1 presented by A, then term 2, we have 45. So the third term now, we do the same thing. So where there is n here in our formula, here, where there is n, we're going to put 3. So 180, open bracket, 1 over 2 as f. Then let me just go direct. So 1 to the power 3, it will give us 3. It will give us 1. If you square 1 3 times, it will give us 1. Then 2 to the power 3, it will give us 8. Then from here, if you use our calculate, it's like we have 180. Hope you are able to see. We have 180, then we divide by 8. So we are getting 22.5. So T3 is equal to 22.5. So these are our 3 terms which the first question was demanding. Then 2, this was 1. Now for us to answer 2, we'll say common ratio term number 2 over term number 1, or term number 3 over term number 2. Therefore, term number 2, we have 45. Term number 1, we have 90. So 45 can go into 90. So 45 into 45 to give us 1. 45 here to give us 2. Therefore, common ratio is equivalent to 1 over 2. That is it. Next, sum to infinity. The third one, the sum to infinity. So the sum to infinity now, we know the format to say sum to infinity is equal to first term, it's not 9, first term 1 minus common ratio, R. So now first term we have 90 over 1 minus 1 over 2. Then we know that if we say 90, 1 minus half, it will give us half, same as 0.5, to give us half. So when the question is like this, of course, if you want, you can use the calculate, but simple way, you can just say 2 by 90 over 1. So 2 by 90, it will give us 180. Then we know that 1 into 180, it will also give us 1. So what you are saying is that 2 multiplied by 90, it will give us 180. Then 180, if you divide by 1, the answer will also be 180. So this is how the question was answered. We move on to the next question now. We have simplified. So simplify 10p to the power 3 q to the power 4 over 8m to the power 4 n to the power 2. We divide 25p to the power 4, then q to the power 3 over 4m to the power 4 n to the power 2. So we have division here. So the first thing here, we need to ensure that we change this division sign into multiplication. Then the left part of our question will remain the same. Well, the moment we're going to introduce the multiplication sign here, these two will interchange. So we are saying that 10 p to the power 3, then q to the power 4 over 8 m to the power 4, then n to the power 2. Then we do multiply. After we multiply that one, then we'll say 4 m to the power 4, then n to the power 2. Then this part now to come down, 25p to the power 4, then q to the power 3. This is the first step. Then from here, the second step will now be like this. We can cancel what is common diagonally, meaning these parts from our right hand side can cancel with the parts on the top left side. So we have p to the power 3, we can cancel all these. Then we have p to the power 4, we can cancel, then we remain with p. Q to the power 4, q to the power 3. So here we remain with 1q. What else? We know that 5 can go into 10 2 times. 5 into 25, it will give us 5. So nothing to cancel here. Now we come on the other way. We have 4m to the power 4, n to the power 2. So n to the power 2 and n to the power 2 out. M to the power 4, m to the power 4 out. So 4 into 4, 1. 4 into 8, 2. So what have we remained with? Here you have 2q. So 2q over, here you have 2. Then we multiply. Here you have nothing. So in short, we have 1. Then here we remain with 5p. Again, we can simplify this by saying 2 and 2 can cancel. So we remain with q. Q times 1, it will give us q over 1 here, 1 here. So 1 times 5p, it will give us 5p. So we have simplified our question in the simple manner. We move on to the next question. So this is how we do always when it comes like this. But in case where there is multiplication sign, division sign, they bring multiplication. Just go direct with cancelled in. If there are no numbers which can cancel, and let us multiply them, the numerator parts and the denominator parts, that is it. So question 5b, we're saying start the following diagram or start the following pseudocode. So pseudocode, it's under computer. Whenever you have been given the question like this, you need to understand that the answer should be the flowchart. Computer only involves two parts. If the pseudocode is given, you're going to convert pseudocode into the flowchart. Then when the flowchart is given, you're going to convert that flowchart into this pseudocode. So start. I'll start, enter, ES. If S is less than E, then display error message, else probability is equivalent to S, ES. And if display probability, then stop. So this question 5 marks. Now, out of 5 marks, you cannot just get 0 out of it. So you need to understand the shapes which are used under computer. So we know that this oval shape, the oval, we use it for start, stop, begin, end. Then apart from the oval shape, we have a diamond shape. A diamond shape. A diamond shape is a decision box which involves a question you need to decide. Hence, it has 2 answers, yes or no. And apart from this diamond shape, we have a rectangle. A rectangle is an action box where a formula or the calculations are performed. Then from a rectangle, we also have what you call a parallelogram, which looks like this. Don't confuse it with a triangle. It's different. This one has the slant parts. So this one, we use it for display, then enter. That is how we normally use it. Then from here, now we can start. So if you want to know more about the shapes, their functions, you can watch the previous videos which we posted. So start. For us to start, let me use this space here. So we'll say the oval shape. So that oval shape, then I'll put my start here. So start. Start, then the arrow to indicate where I'm going. Enter ES. So here I'm going to use a parallelogram. This shape. So enter ES. So we are here now. Then from here, we'll continue. If S is less than E, so this if in a flowchart, it is being changed into is. Hence, it becomes now a question. Then a question is always being put in a diamond shape. So this is our diamond shape. Okay, so if we change to is, so is S less than E, it's now a question, so put a question mark. Then we need to answer, is it yes or no? So then means yes, so yes. Then from here, so if yes, display error message. So display error message. Therefore, we'll write our parallelogram shape here. Okay, so this is our parallelogram shape. Then I will say display error message. Run out of space. Okay, so error message. You copy what you have been given here. You copy here, then you place it into a parallelogram shape. Yes, so it's like saying yes, then display error message like this, the way it has been written. After you do that, else, if not that, else, if not that, if not that, so else goes with no. If you say no, it's not like that. What are we going to do if it is not like that? Therefore, you do now your action. So I'm going to write your triangle, your rectangle in this manner. Then you say else no probability, now info probability is equal to E slash S. And if display probability. So if it is like this, we end. Then we just display probability. So now display will be in this parallelogram shape. So display probability, display probability. From there, we say the calculation is done. Then you put your stop. Then you put your stop here. So we'll say stop. So that is how we answer computer questions. Some computer questions, they are long, whereby the decision box will come twice, So this is 5 marks. Next question.